Hey Neil, here's another screencast. This time we'll be going over how to assign our different roles for different users and give permission to different functionality based on those roles for each user. So to start out with, let's go to the MySQL workbench and I'll just show you some changes I made to the database. Um, so you can see here I'm currently in the PPC land 010. I navigated through the tables until I went down and found the user table. And then I right-clicked user table and I was able to select the first 1,000 rows, and that's what brought up this display here. And I went ahead and took the liberties of adding a level 3 username and a level 4 username just for demonstration purposes. These should already be live, and you can rename these as you will. But the most important thing here is this roll number. I decided we can go ahead and keep Blair's lookup table just for simplicity's sake now, and I just added a roll 3 and 4. And then if you go over to the lookup table roll here and do the same thing, right click and select the first 1,000 rows, you can see here that I added a level 3 and level 4 that correspond to the role IDs, and these again can be renamed, but for now we'll just leave them as level 3 and level 4. And then once those were added, I went ahead and clicked apply for each of the tables, and that's how we got to this point. And I believe, like I said before, I believe the master database has been updated with these. If not, feel free to go into the user table and add a couple different additional users with the role ID of 3 and 4, and then you need to go into the lookup table for the row or for the role and add a 3 and a 4. So moving on to the application itself, let's get started back here. So adding the security, you're going to want to go to the Services tab over here on the left-hand side. So if you click on Services, it will take you here once you've already logged in and opened up the program. And then you're going to want to click on this Security option here. And Security will bring up this dialog. The way it's currently set, you'll see this is what Blair set up. So go ahead and uncheck this role by SQL query. And then in this role field, go ahead and select the LUT role. Let's look up table role. And then in the roles tab, you can see here I added admin, author, level 3 and level 4. So go ahead and type those here like so and click the plus sign. I mean, here it's giving me an error because it already exists, but go ahead and add those on your end, and that just these have to correspond to the names in the lookup table for the role. So admin, author, level 3 and level 4, what we currently have, we can rename these later. So once those are set up, we can go back to the canvas here. And from here it's pretty simple. We talked about, say for instance, we only want certain roles to be able to update. So if we select this entire update, delete, new area, you can see it's selected there because it's highlighted in blue. And you scroll down to this tab here and select roles. And here's where you can assign who will actually be able to see these different roles. So currently it's, everyone except for level 4 will be able to update, delete, and create new entries for the property database. So that's already set up. I'm going to go ahead and click run. It's going to save it. And then I'll log in as level 4 just for you to check it out. So if we log in as level 4, password is level 4. See, login works just the same, and if you notice down here, those buttons are no longer visible for the level 4. Um, and the same functionality is still there. So that's that. And we'd obviously need to go through and do that same thing for each of the different tabs. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that real quickly. Click there. And what I've done here is just give everyone except for level 4 access to edit, delete, and update. At the same time, if you wanted to maybe restrict a certain field, or if you wanted to restrict, actually I'm not sure if we can restrict individual buttons, but I think we don't need to be that nuanced. So that's basically it. As soon as we set up this security and create our different levels, then you can start assigning roles. So just one more time, just for make sure we got that. So you log in, you're going to go to the services tab, click on security, it'll bring you to this window. Currently the database has got this roles checked. You can uncheck the role or uncheck the SQL query. Under the role field, select the lookup table role. Then navigate to the roles tab and add our 4 different levels of role. And they have to be named these names based on what they're named in our lookup table. So that's admin, author, level _3, and level _4. These can be changed later, but when we're doing the initial setup, this is how I have them named in the database. And then go ahead and go back to the canvas, and then any feature you click on will have the option on the properties panel here to click on this roles tab, and you can assign who can see these different things. And that's about it. That's pretty simple. Let me know if you run into any issues assigning the different roles, or if you would like, we can go ahead and get these things renamed before we start assigning things, just so we don't have to go back and redo any work. Because once we rename them in the database, say for instance we change level 3 to landman or something, I believe we have to go through and reassign the roles. Though from what I understand, it's really kind of quick to make that happen. Let me know if you run into any issues.